Are you wondering which business analysis qualification is better? Maybe you've been looking at the IIBA qualifications, potentially looking at the BCS qualifications. Well, in this video, we'll look at both of those and I'll give you my opinion of which is best. You might be looking at which organization might be better to get the qualifications in business analysis. The information that I'll give in the video is not just applicable to the UK, it could be wherever you are in the world, but I will give some UK specific examples. You might have seen some posts on LinkedIn from the IIBA UK, maybe some people in your network have been talking about it, and you might have heard about the IIBA UK, you might have heard about the BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT, you might even have heard about both, and maybe that's leading to a little bit of confusion as to which organization might actually be better. Now, I'll start off with the very good news first off. Quite frankly, with regard to the qualifications, if you're thinking about, well, will I be employable? Will I get a better salary depending on which organization my certifications come from? In my experience, that's not necessarily the case. Ultimately, you as a business analyst are going to be an agent for change. So that means that you need to have the skills to be able to deliver the value to the business, to understand them, to help them cope with that change and come up with meaningful solutions. Now, you will be equipped with those skills, with those tools, with those frameworks, regardless of whether you went the IIBA UK route or via the BCS. So that's some good news. Now, as we're talking about between the IIBA UK and the BCS, which is better, I'm afraid it's not that simple. And that's actually quite a good thing. So the reason I say that is because both of those organizations, both of those bodies that are accrediting bodies and you get certified through them, they will ensure and give the confidence to you and give the confidence to whom you work with, maybe it's an employer, or maybe you want to go out and to be a contractor or be a consultant, that you actually have the skills that are required to be a business analyst. So from the point of view of being employable, being hireable, whether or not your certifications will be recognized, for me, certainly when I'm building teams and when I'm hiring teams, I am looking at, do they have either or certification? Because I just want to have the confidence that they've got the skills and the tools required, they can come in, hit the ground running at whatever level they are, and add the value, and that we're basically talking the same language as well. So as I've said, it's not necessarily that important which one you have or which one that you actually go for, because it's fundamentally about what you actually do and how you apply that knowledge. I have got another video about the roles and the responsibilities of a business analyst, which I will link in the description and probably put a card up in the video for you to check out. But fundamentally, it's about being able to come in and be that agent for change, to actually add the value, to perform that analysis, and to help the organization achieve its outcomes and objectives in the most sustainable way. What does that actually mean in real speak, in plain English? You want to get the job done. You want to make sure that stakeholders are happy, and that most importantly, the clients are happy, whether it's a product or a service. That's what it's about. So either one of these qualifications make sure that you are versed enough, that you have the tools in your toolbox, so to speak, that you can come in and that you can deliver that value. Now, I did promise you in the video that I would reveal which one I think is better in terms of the certifications and the certifying body and the reasons why. So now, full disclaimer, I am biased. I got my qualifications through the BCS, which is the Chartered Institute for IT. And at the time, I was actually steered down that route. One, it was a recommendation from a very good friend of mine. But secondly, the reason why I think this is a little bit better as well is because if you think of your career, of where you want to go, you might start out as a business analyst, you might want to progress to become a senior business analyst, but there are other routes beyond that. So potentially you want to go into the more technical realm, maybe you'd like to go into architecture, becoming a solution architect, or maybe an enterprise architect. Maybe you'd like to be dealing with more projects and program work. Maybe you want to become a product manager or a product owner, and therefore, there's a number of different routes that you could take. So, as you would probably think, the IIBA is the International Institute of Business Analysis, and there's a UK chapter, and that's what they do. They do business analysis. Whereas the BCS is the Chartered Institute for IT as a whole. The BCS offers a wide range of certifications and training routes, and they don't just offer certifications within business analysis, but they offer in more technical realms into the IT space. For me, thinking ahead, thinking of my career as to where I'd like to go, I might, if I'm starting out, decide to go with the BCS, because that way all my future qualifications, or most of them, could actually be from the same awarding body, and that's a chartered body. So it's, as with the IIBA, it's internationally recognized, but in my personal and biased opinion, I think it just holds a little bit more weight. But as I say, if I was hiring someone, if I'm building a team, I'm not going to have any preference in terms of whether they have an IIBA or a BCS certification. Most importantly, I want to know, do they have the skills that it takes, what I need to be able to bring them in and do the role? And secondly, and most importantly, it's actually what do they actually do and how do they perform when they're in the role. That's what's most important. The certification gives me the comfort that they should know what they're doing, that we can talk the same language, we can pitch and catch, but ultimately how good of a BA they are depends on a whole myriad of factors and not just where they got certified. Now, if you are interested in any more videos of business analysis, I've got a whole series. Check out the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.